Hello, hope you're having an amazing day. Today, I want to share something that someone requested um, in a comment, I believe, or maybe in a meeting. I'm not very sure. And it was about adding a zoom lens on an image. But what I did is I also made it possible to do this in a dynamic page because I think that's where most common it will be used. So again, this is zoom or magnifier, so you can see more details on the image, and I believe it's used in art. So hopefully, this is something that can be used in your business website. And I also wanted to make mention of something. If you have an idea or you're struggling with something specific, let me know in the comment, and I'm gonna try to make a video about that specific topic. So hopefully, I can help you guys more because I did hear a feedback that I do mostly real estate content, but I try to diversify a little bit. So again, this is going to be very easy to do, or simple, I would say. And let me get started. So I'm gonna pull up my window here, and we're gonna start by adding our dynamic page. Okay, so we're gonna go into our collections. I'm just gonna create a quick collection so that way you can see how it works, and we can do start from scratch, and I can do animal collect art maybe, and then create. Oh, actually, we can do this. My bad. Sorry. Yes, delete. We're gonna use AI. That way, I don't have to create add the code. Add the images. So we're gonna name it art animal and arts from, I will say actually art made from animal images. I don't know. Is that correct? Art made from um, sea animals. There you go. Hopefully this understands. And then we want that. Perfect. And then create a collection. So this one is actually really cool. It sometimes doesn't add specific images related, but it still is gonna add some images, so it's gonna make it very easy. And then we're gonna create our dynamic page really quick. So we're gonna go to these three little dots. We're gonna add a dynamic page. And in this scenario, we're gonna use this one because I wanna have the list where I display all the items. And then I'm gonna also do the detail page. So I'm gonna add one more. But before I do that, I'm gonna make sure it shows list. So that's perfect. Then I'm gonna go back to art animals, and then I'm gonna do add a dynamic page, and I can design my own, use a blank one. So let's do that one. And then from here, once it's gonna be creating the dynamic page, everything is gonna be super simple and easy to follow. So the number one thing is we're gonna add our text. And again, you can design your detailed dynamic page however you like. And this one is on Wix Studio. If you are planning to use a classic editor, it's still gonna work. But again, I'm focusing a lot on these videos about Wix Studio just because I know Wix is trying to go that way in the future. So it kind of like makes it easier for people that are trying to switch from classic editor. Then we're gonna go to embedded and social, and we're gonna add our embedded code. In your case, it could be just the one that says HTML, which is again fine. And then you're gonna add your element, and you can drag it to whatever size you prefer. And once we have it there, we can now add our code. So on this one, what we're gonna be doing, it's super simple actually. So we're gonna click where it says enter code. And then if on yours there's a little bit of code right here, because sometimes that happens, just make sure that you delete all of that, and then just you're gonna paste this code that I'm gonna give you right now, which is the HTML code. And 1 second here, I'm gonna pull up the code, which you can also access in the description of this video. You're gonna paste your code right there for the HTML. Here, there's not much stuff that you need to change. This is gonna be just kind of like making the function of the lens and all those details. And as you can see, that's why you have mouse move, center, leave. So it makes it very easy for you. And then click update. And then you just close this. Then you're gonna go and delete all of this. And we're gonna paste our Velo code. And I'm gonna show you what you need to change, because maybe you have a different collection. So you're gonna paste also the Velo code. And right away, you're gonna see 2 errors. So we have the dataset detail, and then we have the iframe magnifying. So first, let's change the dataset, because this is a dynamic page. I can select this, so I can just make sure I type title. And then I'm gonna click on my connect to dataset, and I'm gonna go here and connect our title. But then the most important part is now I am gonna be able to see this option, which is dataset settings. And right here, just change the name to dynamic dataset detail. Or if you don't wanna change your dataset, copy this and then delete this one, and then just replace it. Whatever is easy for you, you can do, okay? So you can either replace your ID here or change it here on the code. So once you do that part, then we're gonna scroll down here, and then you have this other error. So I even have it here, change this HTML. So this element right here, right now the ID is HTML11. So we're just gonna change it for this one. So when I go here, delete this and paste it, and then that error should go away. So once you have all of this, then technically you're done. And then what we can do here is just verify, so that way we can test it. So we're just gonna make sure that this button goes to our detailed database. I mean page, not database, okay? So our detail page. So we're gonna connect this, and the action is to go to the item. And then I'm gonna add it right here in the menu, so that way it's easier for us to navigate. And let me put this right here. And where you go? And I don't want to do a mega menu, so let me delete that one. We're just gonna do a regular menu, which is this one right here. And then manage menu, and then we're gonna add our item. We're gonna do dynamic, and then we can do art list, and that's it. So now we can publish this, and it's gonna be good to go. And one more thing, actually, before I forget, we gotta make sure we expand our element. So I'm gonna expand this a little bit more, and then make sure it also looks good on your tablet mode. And there you go. And then just make sure you adjust everything. But that's pretty much all you had to do. And this is gonna be ready now. So we can go view site, art animal, And then when we go to, let's say this, because it has more details on this image, we can click start now. And let's see. Okay, there's something that's missing. Let me take a look here, our code really quick. Oh, and by the way, definitely you're gonna see an error when you do a preview here on the developer mode. You're gonna see this error, but that's because it's not loading the image URL on the developer mode, because it's not able to see the ID. So that's why you're gonna get that error. Okay. Now let me look at here. What are we missing? Let me see if I need to change the field ID. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go to our collection before I forget, because I think that's a step that I'm missing. And then you're gonna go to art image, right? Or to the field ID where you have your image. If you're not on developer mode, you gotta turn developer mode first. So make sure this one is on. Since we're already adding the code, technically you have, but sometimes people will try to go backwards on my steps. So that's totally fine. But just make sure that if you're not, then find your image, then click edit, and see here that says art image. So you're gonna copy that, and then you're gonna close this. And the last thing, that's why it wasn't working, is we wanna find an option named const image ref. So let me go here, right here. So see, I even have it here. So you're gonna change this feature image. So we're gonna change it right there, and then replace it with our field ID. And then once you do that, then you should be able to make it work. So now let's publish this really quick, and we're gonna look into the page. Also, if you have questions or if there's something more specific you want to do, just let me know and I'll be very happy to do it for you. So let me refresh this page, and this should work. Come on. Okay, there you go. So as you can see, we're gonna go back to our list page, and then we can click here, and then I can go to expand this, and you can just adjust your element here. If your images are getting cut, just make sure you adjust this box. That way this won't happen. And then we can go here. As you can see here, the details are way better. But once we go into this part, you can see even more details on that image. So hopefully this is something that it's a tool that works, and it can help you, give a better experience, or show products, things like that on your website. And then if you have questions, let me know. I'll be very happy to answer any of them. Have a blessed weekend or day.